this 2 C's. When you come to LA, fuck with the real G's, nigga. I live my life like a general. When I die, they probably shoot on my funeral.
This is my first time doing this. I've never brought the microphones outside. Hopefully it sounds good. But anyway, man, it's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV, and I came all the way to Long Beach, California, because it was very important that I get this interview with Long Beach Lloyd. We're going to talk about Chevys. We're going to talk about, because, you know, you interviewed me last time, and you asked me some questions.
Podcast. That's how it started.
Now, look how I turned around, man. I had to give me some, was that a bird that just fell?
No. That leaf from that tree. There's a squirrel that lives up there. He'll piss on your car. You can't stand me. He'll throw little sticks at my car and all kinds of shit.
Wow.
Been living here since I lived here. I think about killing him all the time, but I'm like, I guess it's his hood too, you know?
Right.
He's just on that angry shit. But yeah.
Right.
So everybody knows it. Cookies bought the 1964 Chevrolet Impala that both of us owned, and I did the whole little Nipsey Hussle tribute on it, and now it's just sitting in there immortalized.
Right.
What'd you like about that car?
Man, you know what? I had a gold 64, man. I had a nice gold 64. It's out there in the IE right now, still clean, and I liked it, that car. Right? But when I had the opportunity to get a convertible, you know, that microphone is moving.
I got it.
Tighten that up for him. When I had the opportunity to get a convertible, I didn't care about, because the 64, the gold one was, you know, was a little clean because it was freshly done. Everything was new on it, right? But the 64 had already been out there in the streets already. Right. And you can move the mic a little closer.
Okay, got you.
The 64 had already been out there in the streets, and it was already known. So when I got the car, it was cool with the top back, but it just didn't have the performance that I wanted, in a Lowrider. So when I went to the hop shop, and I told him, listen, man, I want this, I want that, I want this in the car, but whatever you got to do, I want this motherfucker on the bumper in 3 licks, right? That was my whole, I wanted power.
Right.
So when I put that power in the car, man, I fell in love with the way it seesawed, the way that whole ass just snatched up and the front snatched up, and then it was a good 2-3 lick car. It was just beautiful, man. The tip.
Share that recipe of how you made it seesaw like that, because everybody asks me all the time. I get DM'd hundreds of them.
Yeah, before this show is over, we'll seesaw the famous 61.
Absolutely.
But I loved it about that car, man. It was like a dream come true to be in California with a convertible 64. Since I was a kid, that's the car I always wanted. And man, I was happy.
Rocking that motherfucker every time I saw you in the streets.
I you know what? I hated to get rid of the car, but you know what? Fortunately for me to be a car dude, everybody that I sold a car to, it seemed like they always took them to another level.
That's how it is with me.
And it felt good to still see the car like, damn, that motherfucker still look good. Right. I'm glad this person didn't take it overseas, or or they just put some dumb shit to the car. You actually gave it what it needed, Nipsey Hussle tribute, and I think that you did a good job with representing the car, to the next level.
Right, and when you told me that, actually I bought it from him, and then he came over, and then we did a last little deal. There was one of those Alpine EQs in there, old school, that give you like the reverb and shit. So we worked out a little deal because I wanted to keep it in the car. So when he came over to pick up the bread, he told me, yeah, man, it's a famous car. Remember that? And
yeah.
I had no idea. And then he told me about the Nipsey Hussle, man. I thought that he was a dope dude, man. The guy was really, had a vision going, and he was like doing shit for his people. And I love that about it, man. And he was making it like there was like no race lines and just, that's how I try to push it, man. I don't care what color you are, or any of that shit. All I want to know is what your mama making. What if I have not tried from your side? You know what I mean? Let me know, because that's all I give a shit about. You can be any color, you know what I mean? That doesn't matter to me. You can believe whatever you want to believe. That's fine. As long as we low riding, we got that in common. That's good enough for me. Right.
Yeah, that's cool, because man, you know what's crazy? When I was in the process of letting that car go, I didn't want to let it go, but due to due to a couple things, it was best that it went where it went.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like I lost a family member or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you something. A few people came by to look at that car, and I got tired of explaining the accessories. I got tired of explaining it's a fully wrapped car.
Right.
This thing got everything.
It was ready.
It got everything, right? But when I told you, you was like, I will run over there, I'll walk over there. And you came and handled your business so quick and so professional and so fast, I didn't even have a second thought to say, you know what, I changed my mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
It was crazy. It was right here in Long Beach.
Right here in Long Beach.
A few people hit me up right after I bought it from us. They're like, man, I want to get that car. I said, why don't you buy it from Compton Rick? They were like, nah. You know what I mean? I think they were scared to hit you up for it. I'm like, I ain't selling this motherfucker. I'm about to swing this thing.
Right.
And you chased me down the street. I started hitting and going down the street.
Right,
boom,
right.
Boom, boom.
Something had happened. I think
the lower bolt was broken.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we didn't even notice it till that morning.
Yep.
But you know what? A lot of people don't know this. It's gonna be y'all first time hearing this. You know, Long Beach is one of my favorite cities, man.
Oh yeah, I love Compton too.
Yeah, but see, when I come to Long Beach, man, I like to take Long Beach Boulevard all the way up. Then I find myself at the beach.
Right.
And I drive through there. I never stop. I just always drive through there, and then I drive to park the car.
Right.
But it was no way that I could just take the car home. I had to. It was mandatory. I hit the beach.
Yeah.
Wasn't flirt with any woman. Like, did nothing even cross my mind when I was in that car. It was like, it was freedom. It was like being released from jail, man.
Thing. There was something magical about that car. I love the way it seesawed, obviously, and then you did get it on. When I gave it them licks, it was hitting so nice on everybody. And then the thing of it is, power seats, which you rarely see, power wing windows, power windows, and what else did it have? Oh, it tilt steering.
Tilt steering wheel.
The power seat was the dopest part. You can make the seat lean forward, back. You could raise it up and down, or you could bring it forward and back, you know, and it was set back because I'm not the tallest guy, but I'm tall. You know, some of the lowriders can be tight, like the 61. I feel like I'm up on the wheel, but the 6'4", man, I felt like I was just laid back. I looking at the sky dipping. I love that car. I always saw you swinging in seesaw. I was like, damn.
Right.
And you got that car from Hot Rod.
I got it from Hot Rod, a guy. I think Hot Rod's from Watts. He's a great car builder, man.
Oh, man.
If I was to ever... Well, what the hell I'm talking about? When I get me another car,
that's right,
I'm taking it to Hot Rod because I need him to do what he did to the white one. I can handle all the rest, but there's certain things that I want him to do to the car. Shout out Hot Rod out of Watts.
Yeah, what's up with it, Hot Rod?
Thank you, man, for giving me the opportunity and showing me love as a young homie to come and purchase that car, even when you didn't want to get rid of it. You told me a price. You told me if it wasn't for that price, you wasn't going to let it go. And I was glad that I was able to get the car. I was glad that Lloyd was able to get the car. And now that we both honored to have Cookies, to have a car on display. Shout out Cookies, man.
Downtown LA, baby.
Not only did y'all get a car for the shop, y'all got history, and y'all got a car that came from some of the best on the West, man. We are some of the I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna proudly say this. Me, Long Beach Lloyd, a few guys, man, I am going to say this, that we love this culture, man. We love this low riding, man. And I'm going to tell you like this, we are some of the best, man. And shout out to everybody that low ride. I'm not taking nothing from no low rider, man. We love this shit. And I'm just glad that we was able to both experience
That's the
that
best part
64.
about it. That's the best part about it, man. I love all the different people, because half of the fucking people that have lowriders, we wouldn't talk to just on the streets. You know what I mean? But you pull up and that guy's got, family with him and riding. Man, if I see you doing it with your family and your friends, man, I have nothing but respect for the people doing it from everywhere.
Right.
And I respect that those people drive from other neighborhoods and come hang out in Long Beach. Or we go to their neighborhoods and everything's cool. Like the Compton DMV, that was great. I really miss Broadway.
Right, I miss it too.
That was one of my favorite. I didn't live out here when Crenshaw was super popping, like back in the day before they added the train or whatever. But I did when I first moved out here. There wasn't a lot of low riders, and I would go hang out in Crenshaw and there was cars, and also the guys at Santa Ana were kind of big. Right. So I go hang out with them, and man, I love how it's just blown up. It's just taking off. Everybody's got them. Right. Celebrities.
We all played a part of that. People, you know, shout out to the low riders before us. We all contributed to the culture. We all, in our unique way, we all put our own signature and style to the gang that make other people say, you know what, I like what Rick Rock do. I like what Long Beach Lloyd do when they get in their car. I like the way they lean in. However we profile and style in our car. Tweet's one of the best. Tweet's one of the best.
And his green 64 is my all-time favorite. I love that car.
What do you like about Tweet? What make Tweet a lowrider role model for you to the point to where you say, you know what, that's my favorite lowrider? What is it about him?
on the videos that people would bring from California.